Hey everyone, thanks so much for taking a minute to check out this video real quick. My name is Lindsay Rose and I run an organization called World with Love. I do a bunch of read alouds that inspire you to get closer to the heart of the Father and know who God is on this crazy journey called life. At World with Love, we believe that love is an action and courage is contagious, and that people should be judged by the content of their character. And today I wanted to share a really powerful opportunity for you to partner with me in doing something amazing and being the hands and feet of Jesus in the world today. So the backstory is about 9 months ago, I met up with a guy from Pakistan who saw my World with Love ministry and was really drawn to it because he wanted to spread the love of God all throughout his hometown in Kasur, Pakistan. He had a deep heart of evangelism, and he started going out and talking to all the people who were slaves in the local brick kilns. There's currently millions of people enslaved, but mostly they're Christians because the total population in Pakistan is Muslim, like 98%, and about 2% of them are Christians, and they get preyed upon. They typically have the really worst kinds of jobs like street sweepers, house cleaners, and really low paid jobs. So a lot of times they need to take out a loan, or they need help just getting married, to marry off one of their kids, or just to survive and get groceries. And so the Muslims will come in and act like they're saviors, and they'll offer them a loan. But really what they do is they enslave them in the brick kilns, and they charge them really high interest rates. They overwork them, and then they enslave their whole entire family. So a father might take out a loan, and then his entire family gets taken into slavery from that point on. So Asif, my friend, who I've been working with for 9 months, has been going into the brick kilns and spreading the good news of the kingdom of heaven. And he's been inviting them out every Friday night to come and worship the Lord, to hear some testimonies, to be prayed for, and he feeds them. And they have a really amazing gatherings, and they've been growing and growing steadily over these last 9 months. And he told me, he said, so many of these people have been healed, so many of them have had miracles happen, but they're all still in slavery and in bondage. And my heart is that we would really have an Isaiah 61 revival in Pakistan, in my hometown. So I want to read you what Isaiah 61 says, because I think it's powerful and important. It says, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted and proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn and to provide for those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. They will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of his splendor, and they will rebuild the ancient ruins and restore the places long devastated. They will renew the ruined cities that have been devastated for generations. Strangers will shepherd their flocks, and foreigners will work their fields and vineyards. And they will be called priests of the Lord. They will be named ministers of our God. You will feed on the wealth of nations, and in their riches you will boast. Instead of your shame, you will receive a double portion, and instead of disgrace, you will rejoice in your inheritance. And so you will inherit a double portion in your land, and everlasting joy will be yours. For I, the Lord, love justice. I hate robbery and wrongdoing. And in my faithfulness, I will reward my people and make an everlasting covenant with them. Their descendants will be known among the nations, and their offspring among the people. And all who see them will acknowledge that they are a people that the Lord has blessed." So fast forward to the beginning of this year, 2025, I was praying and asking the Lord what we could do, how we could help. We've been sending a little bit of grocery money here and there to help give each family a little bit of money to have to eat a little bit, and basic hygiene and healthcare kind of things, the little bit that we have, we've just been asking the Lord to multiply. But when I was praying this year, I really felt the Lord tell me that we needed to set a family free. And I myself am an evangelist and I work freelance contracts. And so I don't have like a full-time steady income paid job coming in. And I just said, Lord, whatever you bless me with, I would love to bless these people. And I want to sow into your kingdom. This is your money anyway. And so I felt like he challenged me to talk with Asaph and pray with Asaph. And we felt like his wife and I were all three on a call. And we really felt like we wanted to select a family that we could begin praying for to set free. And we wanted to do it within like the first quarter of this year. And so we were just asking the Lord if he would provide for us. And I had some things kind of in the works, and I thought, I'm sure I'll get a contract here or there. And when I do, I'll be able to send some money or save up until we can free a family. So Asaph and his family selected this amazing family of 7. It's a mom and dad and their 5 kids. They have 3 daughters and 2 sons. They've been in slavery for 7 years. They took out a loan thinking that, they'd be able to pay it back within a year, and their interest and the amount of hours that they were working just kept getting larger and larger and larger. They're not able to send their children to school. They don't have basic health care. They're barely able to afford enough food to eat. But they've been coming faithfully to the gatherings that Asaph and his wife Juanita have been doing on Fridays. And they have really just fallen head over heels in love with the Lord and believing for their freedom and liberation. So I said, Asaph, how much is it going to cost to free this family of 7? And he said that he went and looked at their debt with the brick kiln masters, and it was $909 to free their family. I was like, okay, well, I can try to find $909 and I will save and, we'll ask the Lord to provide this money. And so by faith, we just started declaring that this family was free and they were going to be free for the rest of their lives. And this was going to be the first fruits of many families that were going to be set free. So I waited in January. I didn't have any contracts come in. I waited in February, didn't have any contracts come in. And I was starting to not get nervous, but just like kind of challenge the Lord, like, all right, Lord, when are you going to provide? Like, we really would love to set this family free, but I got to pay my bills. I got to take care of my kids. And I need to know, what is your will for this family? Because we don't want to keep them in slavery, but we also need you to provide. And the Lord really challenged me to give a first fruit offering. There is a feast of first fruits in the Jewish tradition where it's like this time of year, springtime, where there's harvest, where you give the first fruits of your harvest to the Lord, because it's a way of honoring the Lord with all that he's provided you from the whole entire year. It's a way of honoring him and acknowledging that he's the one who gives you all of your resources and all of your provisions anyway. You can give back to him the first fruits, which is the very best and the choicest, the very first of what you get, you give to the Lord. So this year, First Fruits, the Feast of First Fruits, starts at sundown on April 19th, and it goes till sundown on the 20th. So between now, the end of March, and April 20th, I would love to try to raise enough funds to set this family free. So here's my awesome testimony. About a week after we declared that this family was free and we started praising the Lord for their freedom, I got a call from one of my contractors to do an event. And I worked a couple days at this event, and lo and behold, the exact amount to free this family, it was I got my check for $935, so a little bit over what it was going to cost to free this family. And I knew that I was supposed to sow this entire paycheck and my first fruit offering into this family. So it's coming in the mail. I just got a notice today that it's coming in the mail, which today is March 24th. And so within the next 30 days, I would love to try to raise the rest of the funds that will provide shelter for a year for this family, food for a year for this family, health and nutritional supplements, as well as hygiene products, and doctor visits for this family. I'd like to give them clothing so that they have a nice outfits and some shoes that they can wear so that they can go get a job and they can start moving forward with their life. And we would even like to give them a small business, a couple of small businesses actually. One is going to be a little grocery store, and if we raise enough funds, we'd like to buy them a rickshaw so that they can travel to and from picking up their groceries and going to market and doing courier, different jobs like that, so that multiple people in their family can earn money. And we would also like to set them up with a supplement company called Live Good, which they can go into all the Muslim areas and they can give health supplements to different people and make a revenue off of that as well, like at their markets. So we've already set this family free just because the Lord provided for me, and I am going to sow it into this family. So I would like to invite you to be a part of this miracle and to really ask the Lord what you should do with your first fruits offering this year. Maybe it's not your whole paycheck. Maybe it's a portion of what you get back on your tax return. Maybe it's just fasting from Starbucks or coffee or something you do all the time that you can save and put away for this family. But this is giving family their freedom. This is the Family Freedom Project of Pakistan, World with Love. And if you have a heart to see the Lord do a miracle in your life, if you have a heart to see the captives set free and to see Isaiah 61 fulfilled here on earth, in real time, not just in this family in Pakistan, but in your life as well, because it says that we reap what we sow. So if you sow into this family and you have needs in your own family, trust me, the Lord will provide. If there's one thing I've learned over the last 10 years is that the Lord is my provider. And if you give to him, it will be given back to you, pressed down, shaken up, and running over in more amazing ways than you can ever imagine. So if you would join me in faith and make a donation, it's 100% tax deductible here on GoFundMe. We are going to try to set the captives free, one family at a time. Right now, the reality of modern day slavery in Pakistan is astounding. There's about 3.5 to 4 million bonded slaves that work in these brick kilns. They are totally swindled and treated like garbage. They're forgotten people. Technically, slavery is illegal, but their own government won't even come to their rescue. Their daily wages are so young, little, and the women and the children are especially vulnerable to abuse and exploitation. If one of the men tries to run away to do something better for his family, they take it out on the women. They're sexually abused, and all kinds of horrible things are happening in these camps. But these people are believing that God is coming for them, that he has a savior for them, just like Jesus is a savior for me and you. So if you would like to join me by April 20th, I want to try to have at least the minimum of $3,400 so that we can totally set these people up for an entire year of their life to be free. They're also committing to being discipled by Asaph and his team and to be learning kingdom principles so that they're shifting from a slavery mentality into a freedom mentality and knowing who they are as children and sons of the Most High God. So if you would please make a donation, if it's in your heart of hearts, give back to the Lord what he's given to you so graciously. I know that now is the time to act, and every act of love will be repaid to you sevenfold. So let's answer the call of Isaiah 61 and be the hands and feet of Jesus and set these captives free. Thank you so much, and may God bless you abundantly for everything that you give, and may your family have amazing stories and miracles to tell from your giving and sowing in this time. Thank you for supporting World with Love Pakistan and being the change you wish to see in the world.